Contagion from 2011, directed by Steven Soderbergh, came out to little fanfare at the time. It didn't receive any Oscar nominations. The box office reception was decent but didn't blow anyone away, and critics thought it was a great movie. But the consensus wasn't that the film is amazing or a masterpiece by any means. But 9 years later, Contagion has received a surge in popularity. On Canadian Netflix, it's frequently one of the most popular movies, and it's recently been in the top for iTunes charts in the United States. That's because in 2020, Contagion is one of the most important movies you can watch right now, and it also might be one of the scariest. It's no secret that Contagion has direct parallels to what's happening right now with the coronavirus. A disease comes from a foreign country and infects and kills millions. Grocery stores run out of supplies, people spread fake news and propaganda, kids are sent home from school, and people are put on quarantine for months. Sound familiar? It's no mystery that tons of people are watching Contagion right now because it directly relates to the world around them. And it isn't a mistake that this happened either. The writer of the film, Scott Z. Burns, researched pandemics and diseases for years before he wrote the film. Soderbergh wanted Contagion to be hyper-realistic in how humanity might deal with a massive pandemic. Burns worked with scientists, doctors, researchers, and even the epidemiologists who eradicated smallpox. He gathered all their insights to construct a realistic as possible pandemic scenario, while also still trying to make an entertaining Hollywood disaster film. For example, the one Hollywood aspect of this movie is that tons of people die. By day 29 of the pandemic in Contagion, 26 million people are killed by the virus. For us with the coronavirus, we're not even close to these numbers, but the difference between the movie and real life largely end there. The movie is separated into several different storylines. You have Matt Damon and his family showing you what the experience for someone is like in America during the time. You have doctors and researchers looking to discover where the virus had come from, as well as trying to develop a vaccine. And you also have Jude Law playing a blogger who spreads fake information in order for profit. It's hard to say what exactly high-level official doctors are doing at this time, and it's probably way too complex for us to break it down here. But there are other comparisons we can make. Minneapolis gets shut down for quarantine, and although we've seen it happening in Italy and Spain, we can also see it in the United States as well. And Jude Law's character is very similar to the people we've been seeing and will be seeing on the news and the internet. Evangelical Christians have been attempting to heal people with coronavirus through their television screens.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. He received your healing.
Yes.
Now.
What makes this movie so scary is not just the comparisons we can make to modern day, but also that the virus is so uncontrollable. When you think of disaster movies like Jaws, Titanic, or even San Andreas, you can imagine a million ways to get out of this situation. But a virus is so uncontrollable, and the fact that we can't even see it makes it even more terrifying. With the virus being the main villain of the movie, Soderbergh manages to make innocent things like door handles and a sneeze from a bystander something that the audience should fear. So why are people watching this movie? Although the movie is definitely entertaining, it certainly doesn't offer much escapism, as it's one of the best examples of art imitating real life that I think we've ever seen. Maybe it's viewers looking for some sort of advice or hope in how this world handled the situation they were given. After all, Contagion isn't a disaster movie where everyone dies. Instead, a vaccine is invented, and although many millions of people do die, the world still goes on. And you get this feeling that, sure, the world went through this cataclysmic event of death, despair, and ultimately fighting something that we can't even see. But despite that, humanity moves on and continues to try its best to live. Maybe that's why everyone is watching this movie. The viewers are looking for some sort of hope in a time where something like that is hard to find.